Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Sunday, May 19th, NBA playoffs, round two, 2-game-7s. What a Sunday we've got in store, right? So pretty exciting stuff. The first game, Pacers-Knicks back at Madison Square Garden for Game 7. Another injury for the Knicks to worry about. Maybe Josh Hart doesn't play. I think they're going to have to in order for him not to play, he's probably going to not be able to walk. And then also 5:30 in Denver, we had Game 7 of the Nuggets and the T-Wolves, which has been an unreal series. First four games, both all won by the road team. Last two won by the home team, and now Denver's got a chance to close out at home. So we are getting spoiled here, I think, a little bit with what's going on here. So with 2-game-7s on the same day in the NBA. But let's go ahead and let's break down and give you our bets here for the first game. First game up, Pacers, Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. 12:30 out here in Phoenix, 3:30 Eastern time. Knicks currently around a 2.5-point favorite, total around 208. So home team's held serve, right? Knicks win the first two, Pacers win the next two. Knicks win Game 5, Pacers win Game 6. To me, this series has been pretty simple to figure out. Number one, when they didn't guard DiVincenzo, and DiVincenzo went crazy. The second part is Halliburton, not aggressive offensively, not near enough for the Pacers to actually do some damage. Brunson does what he does. We expected that. Siakam has been less than stellar all the way throughout the series. In fact, he hasn't even been the second best player on the Pacers. He's probably, hanging out at third behind Miles Turner even, which wasn't to be expected when they gave up all those assets to make that trade. So what do we expect here in Game 7? So we've been on the Pacers basically the whole series long, but I finally have just given up on the Pacers on the road. Halliburton does not want to be like the scoring champion, which is what he needs to be in order to get this team a win on the road against the Knicks. So we're going to roll with the Knicks. Now, I will make this known. We do have a series bet on the Pacers. So I didn't really consider a hedge here as we go game by game, but technically there is, as we do have a series bet on the Pacers when they were like plus 210 before the series started. So just to keep that in mind, but we're going to roll with the Knicks, laying the 2.5 today. Let's give you those bets in that Knicks-Pacers game. So Knicks -0.5 first quarter, -0.5 first half, -2 for the game. And then Halliburton under 18.5 points, as he's been dog doo-doo on the road. So we're going to take Halliburton unders. Halliburton under 18.5 points, under 3.5 threes, under 31.5 par. He's just not been good on the road. And then over 2.5 turnovers. There's no other way to say it besides he turns it. You could be an all-star during the regular season and continually you'll show up on the road against the bad teams. Your numbers will look good. And then the other thing is on the road during you can have your teammates might not feel as much pressure either. So your road numbers really don't look that bad. But if you really look at 2 playoff series, and Halliburton's supposed to be an all-star, if not an all-NBA type guy. How can an all-NBA type guy average 15 points a game on the road? When we really look at that, you've got to take over the scoring there. I understand you want to get the offense involved. The offense will fall into line, and I feel like we say this every episode, so if you watch us every time out, I apologize because it's a broken record. Now, if they want to win this game, Halliburton comes out, he's going to score. He's going to take 20 shots probably. He's going to score 25 points. He's going to hit 4 or 5 threes, and everybody else will kind of follow along. And next thing you know, the Pacers will win the series. But we don't expect it. We haven't seen it in 2 series yet. Why would we expect to see it here? So on the Halliburton props, under 18.5 points, under 3.5 threes made, under 31.5 par, and over 2.5 turnovers. Also, Pascal Siakam over 1.5 turnovers. The Knicks are going to have to play some superior defense in this one to get the job done, and I think they'll bother Siakam. He doesn't pull up from three, he tries to drive to the hole, and that's where a lot of turnovers end up happening there as well. Jalen Brunson, 35-plus points and 3+ threes, because one thing you can expect out of Jalen Brunson in this big game is what? For him to show up, right? Let's see, and Brunson under 6.5 assists. Once again, we think he's going to shoot the ball a lot more than pass it. Therefore, we'll take the under 6.5 assists on Brunson as well. So McBride for the Knicks, 3+ threes. There's always that guy that seems to hit some big shots in a big game. Ever since he got into the starting lineup, he's hit some big shots. So we'll take McBride 3+ threes. And obviously, he plays a lot better at home as well. Miles Turner, 2+ blocks. And Siakam, which we went over turnovers, we're also going under 32.5 par points, assists, rebounds combined. So let's give you all those bets one more time in this Knicks-Pacers Game 7 on the 19th here. So Knicks -0.5 the first quarter, -0.5 the first half, -2 for the game. Halliburton under 18.5 points, under 3.5 threes, under 31.5 par, over 2.5 turnovers. Siakam over 1.5 turnovers, under 32.5 par. Jalen Brunson, 35+ points, 3+ threes, under 6.5 assists. And Miles McBride, 3+ threes. We also like Miles Turner for 2+ blocks in this one there. All right, that's game 1 of the Sunday edition of Game 7s, right? So it's game 2. T-Wolves, Nuggets. Nuggets somewhere around a 5-point favorite, 197.5. And this one here is the total defensive battle is probably what we're going to see. I think we're going to see a couple of guys probably have really good scoring games. And then the question is going to boil down to which supporting cast is actually going to be a little bit better on that one. So Minnesota did win the first 2 games in Denver. They lost game 5 in Denver. They had a big win. I think they shot the lights out once again to win game 6. The only way they've really won games this series is when they've shot the ball tremendously well. So the question is, are they going to shoot 50-60% like they did during the victories? Or are they going to be like a normal shooting team, shooting in the 40s, and when they do, they get beat? That's why we're going to roll with the Nuggets in this one. It's not because I don't like the T-Wolves or don't like Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, awesome to watch. I mean, duh, right? I mean, if you don't like watching Anthony Edwards, you don't like basketball. Or, you know what I mean? So it's not that at all. It's just the only time the T-Wolves have won is when they've shot in an outrageous shooting percentage from the field. And that's it. That's the 3 games that they won in this series. Games 1, 2, and 6, they shot tremendous. Games 3, 4, 5, they did not. So we expect more of a defensive battle here as the totals came down to 197.5 as well. So, I mean, Game 7s are normally normally not blowouts, and they're normally, everybody's a little bit tighter, so maybe the shots don't fall on this one. So, how can you not think that on maybe a normal shooting night that the Nuggets aren't going to win this? So, but I understand wanting to bet the best player. The best player in the series has been Anthony Edwards. Should have been Jokic. If it was Jokic, the series would already be over. But it's been AE. And congratulations, Ant-Man. You've been fabulous. I just think the better team's a champion here. Let me put it this way. So your second and third players, like, normally are going to be what? Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. And they've played like absolute dog shit, and you're still in a Game 7? Okay. All right, so we'll take the Nuggets here. Let's give you those Nuggets T-Wolves bets. Nuggets -1.5 for the first quarter. Nuggets -2.5 for the first half. Nuggets -5 for the game. We're going to go Jokic, 30+ points, 35+ points. Aaron Gordon, 15+ points, 1+ 3, 2+ threes, and over 25.5 par. Then we also like Jaden McDaniels, under 9.5 points. He was at 8.5 for most of this series. Then all of a sudden we're at 9.5 because coming off a home game. We'll take the under the 9.5 there. Karl Anthony Towns, under 1.5 threes and under 30.5 par. And then Anthony Edwards, under 5.5 assists. We were banging this number at 6.5 and making all kinds of money. Now it's down to 5.5. And I honestly, if they get behind it all, Anthony's going to be throwing up shots like mad crazy, trying to will his team to victory. I mean, he has nobody really to rely on this whole series. Conley's played well in spurts. Naz Reid played well for a game. Karl-Anthony Towns has been a disaster. Gobert's been great if you can do alley-oops the whole game. Offensively, he's just challenged, though, unless he's 2 feet away from the hoop or closer. So it's been AE pretty much by himself for majority of this play, especially this series. So what do we expect to happen here? That's what we expect. AE to do basically everything by himself, and the rest of the guys don't come along, and Nuggets pull out a victory in Game 7 to move on to play against the Thunder or the Mavs. So in the Western Conference Finals. So let's give you those bets one more time. Nuggets, T-Wolves. Nuggets minus 1.5 first quarter, minus 2.5 first half, minus 5 for the game. Jokic 30-plus points. Jokic 35-plus points. Aaron Gordon 15-plus points, 1+3, 2+3s, and over 25.5 par. McDaniels under 9.5 points. Towns under 1.5 threes and under 30.5 par. And then also Anthony Edwards under 5.5 assists. So obviously a lot of bets that we went through on these 2 Game 7s. You probably want a place where you can look at them all. It's real easy to do so. So you can find this in multiple spots. At the end of every YouTube episode that we do, in the comments section, there will be a link to our Google Sheets as our betting ledger. docs.google.com/spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Click that link, go to basketball 23-24 season, scroll down to May 19th, you'll be able to see all the bets there, what juice we got those at, how many units we wagered, then also what book we did place those at. So do make sure you check that out when you get some time. Also, you can find it on our TikTok and YouTube channel pages. That same link, docs.google.com/spreadsheet. Click into there. Same thing, you'll get to all of that. You want to make life easy to find us? It's really easy to do so. All you have to do is hit subscribe or follow no matter what social media platform you're watching us on. As soon as we get an episode of bets, those will get uploaded to your subscriptions or followers tab. And if you want to make life even easier to find us, no problem whatsoever, just turn on notifications for those social media platforms you're watching us on. You'll get a notification sent to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match those up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.